You are welcome to our Data Points Online Clinic. In today's lesson, we will be studying ordering of fractions. Ordering fractions means arranging fractions from the smallest to the largest, or from the largest to the smallest. It can also mean telling which fraction is greater or less than the other. This is less than sign, and this is greater than sign. Now, in ordering fractions, there are rules to follow in order to know which fraction is greater or less than. Rule 1. In a given group of fractions, if the numerators are the same, the smallest fraction is the one with the largest denominator. Example, we have 4/7 and 4/5. We have to tell which of the fraction is less than or greater than. Now, the rule says if the numerators are the same, the smallest fraction is the one with the largest denominator. So we have 7 here. The numerators are the same, and here 7 is greater than 5. So that means 4/7 is less than 4/5. Let us take another example. 1/6 and 1/11. The numerators are the same. We have 11 here. 11 is greater than 6. So this fraction 1/11 is less than 1/6. So in this square, we are going to put greater. This 1/6 is greater than 1/11. Rule 2. If the denominators are the same, the largest fraction is the one with the largest numerator. Alright, we have the two denominators the same. So the rule says if the denominators are the same, the largest fraction is the one with the largest numerator. So we have 7. 7 is greater than 2. So that means 7/11 is greater than 2/11. Let us look at another example. 4/6 and 5/6. The two denominators are the same. So the one with the largest numerator will be the largest fraction. So 5 is greater than 4. So 5/6 is greater than 4/6. So 1 will come here. It is less than we are putting because 4/6 is less than 5/6. Rule 3. If the numerators and the denominators are not the same, then we'll build equivalent fractions for them to arrive at the same denominator. Or we use LCM method to make the two fractions to arrive at the same denominator. Then when they now arrive at the same denominator, we use rule 2 to determine which fraction is greater or less than. To further explain that rule, there are fractions that the denominators are always different. When you have such fraction, you are the one to make the denominators to be the same. There are two methods of arriving at the same denominator. One is the equivalent fraction method, and method 2 is the LCM method. There is a link in the description box below on how to obtain equivalent fractions of numbers and how to find LCM of numbers. Let us answer this question using the equivalent fraction method. To use the equivalent fraction method, we have 3 here and we have 6. We have to make the denominators to be the same. So to look at that, we have 6. You think of a number that when you multiply by 3, you have 6. And when you arrive at that number, you have to use that number to multiply both the numerator and the denominator of that fraction before you arrive at the equivalent fraction of that number. You have 2. So we have to use 2 to multiply the numerator of this fraction and the denominator. So you say 2/3. We have to multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. So we have 4/6. So in place of 2/3, we no longer need 2/3. We are going to replace it with this new fraction, 4/6. So it's now 4/6. So we replace 4/6 in place of 2/3. Now the denominators are the same. The rule 2 says if the denominators are the same, The largest fraction is the one with the largest numerator. So the largest of them here is 5. So this fraction is larger than this fraction. So because this is larger, what will come here, that means we'll write
4/6
less than 5/6. In other words, 2/3 is less than 5/6. That is for the equivalent fraction method. Let us use the LCM method to order this fraction. Now, the LCM, when using this method, you find the LCM of 3 and 6. The LCM of 3 and 6 is 6. After that, you say 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 2, you have 4. Divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. So this is the same thing as 4/6 and 5/6. So which of it is greater? 5 is greater. So this is 6 is less than. So 2/3 is less than 5/6. Okay, we are to arrange this fraction from the smallest to the biggest. How do we do that? We will arrange this fraction from the smallest to the largest using the LCM method. To use LCM method to do this work, you find the LCM of 4, 3, 5, and 8. There's a link in the description box below on how to find LCM. So the LCM of 4, 3, 5, and 8 is 120. So 120 divided by 4 is 30. 30 times 1 is 30. That is for the first fraction. So 120 divided by 3, that is 40. 40 times 2 is 80. We come to the third fraction. 120 divided by 5, that is 24. 24 times 4, that is 96. We are done with that. We come to the fourth one. 120 divided by 8, that is 15. 15 times 3, that is 45. So we can see this is for the first fraction, this is for the second fraction, this is for the third, and this is for the fourth fraction. All of them have a common denominator. It's the same thing as writing as 30/120, 80/120,
96/120.
45/120. From the smallest, this is 30, and that is for 1/4. Followed by 45, and that is for 3/8. Followed by 80, and that is for 2/3. Followed by 96, and that is for 4/5. So we have arranged a fraction from the smallest to the biggest. So 1/4 is smaller, followed by 3/8, followed by 2/3, and then 4/5. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel to learn more. Bye.